You know what? We should
Do
probably
our game of the year?
Yeah, we should start. Do you guys all know your top fives?
More or less,
Or do you
yeah.
want me to
I don't have
compile it?
top 5, but I do have 4, if that's cool.
I don't know if I've even played 5 games this year.
No, yeah, we should definitely preface this by saying, warning, we have not played all of the games this year. These are just the games we have played.
Yeah.
And of the games we played this year, the ones that we like.
The ones that were not mentioned, we don't like, and you're stupid for liking.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was going to ask if we should do, like, a top 5 disappointing games of the year, but... Like,
I
not
haven't
worst
played
of,
enough
but just...
games.
Oh,
to
well,
make
they'd all be the
this-
same. They'd all be the same games.
It would be Arkham Knight, Metal Gear
Sounds
Solid
like
5.
fun.
Fallout, and...
For you, not...
For a lot of people.
Like
Nah, for you.
The Order
no, for a lot of
1886.
people. And Assassin's Creed Syndicate, more or less.
Okay, I've heard almost the exact opposite on Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Almost everyone I've
No,
talked to has
no,
played it
no,
says it's
fuck that.
great.
I heard Until Dawn was actually good. Actually, I played Until Dawn, and I can barely remember it.
I played a little bit of it, and it's not that... I thought it was decent. I wouldn't say it's disappointing. So.
Well, it has the cheerleader from Heroes and Mr. Robot in it. That's all you
and
need.
the dude from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, and Peter Stormare as well.
Yeah, Peter Stormare. Who was...
Yeah, they have Count Vertigo.
Who was obviously the villain.
And Lucifer. All right, should we start?
Yes.
Or do
Should
you
we-
guys want to take 5 minutes before we go?
I mean, okay, I just have a quick question. Do we want to just do it so we just start with, like, we start with number 5, we all say number 5, or should we
Yeah,
just
let's
our
do it
list
like that.
individuals?
Alright.
Alright.
Okay, who wants to start first, though?
I'll start with the
You want to start? Alright.
opening preface, and then you can go into the general intro.
Okie dokie.
Warning: this Game of the Year podcast is being produced by people who have not played every single game that came out this year. If you know of a game that came out this year that is not mentioned here, we probably didn't like it, and you're stupid for liking it.
Well, speak
And
for
your
yourself. See, unlike some people, I play every fucking game.
Oh man, how you gotta tell me what it's like living in the hyperbolic time chamber.
It's kind of moist. For some
Yeah,
reason.
if you guys haven't seen Ryan, but he actually just has a bunch of pee jars for all the time. He can't leave his seat when he's playing video games. He has to piss in a
Please.
jar.
I wouldn't do something so uncivilized. It's a catheter bag.
Oh, I was gonna say, you just wear diapers?
It's a catheter bag, and God, it really is painful.
I was about to say, damn, that's painful as shit, man.
Okay, you
Like,
know, I
having
do
a
actually have a
catheter?
question. For this top 5, would we count something like Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin? Like,
I'm
you know,
gonna
these
say no.
expansions or remakes or something?
I'm gonna say no.
No?
I'm gonna say it's your fucking top 5. Do whatever the fuck you want.
I'm
And
not
I'm gonna
think
say-
I'm going to do top 5. I think I'm just going to say 5 games
Or
in,
like
in the
something like
particular order.
Broken Age, where it's like, oh, only the first part was released in 2014, and then the second part was in 2015. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. When you get to like if you try to play like a Telltale game, they'll release those in like a span of like the end of like
Yeah.
2014 and the. So it's like, it's really weird with that situation. So I just say go ahead and put whatever you want.
Yeah. Like, when it comes to Telltale games, I'm like, okay, whatever came out the most during that time, like, if there was only 2 episodes that came out in 2014, and then there was, like, 3 or 4 that came out in 2015, then it counts as being in 2015 more.
Yeah.
Like, that's my...
Especially if it ended in 2015. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, okay.
I wouldn't count Scholar of the First Sin though, because that's really more of a Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, they did mix some things up and added some new content, but an overwhelming majority of the content in that game came out in 2014.
Right.
Oh well. So let's start. Should we just start out with our number 5 right now?
Yeah. Y'all know that BioShock came out on the iOS this year?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Original
that.
one?
Yeah.
The original,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't fucking know that.
I think they even pulled it though. I don't know if they got put, but there was like some controversy a month or 2 ago about how like a shit ton of games just started disappearing from the iOS store, and I think BioShock was one of them.
That's,
I do know that I could fucking download KOTOR on my Kindle.
yeah,
Jesus.
see, I can do the same with my phone. Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah.
That's just so weird.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
like, wow.
I've got 5 games, but I think 1 and 2 are kind of interchangeable. So
All right, so some of us are in no particular order. Some of us don't give a fuck about what year they come out, and some of us are actually going to go by the topic we laid out. Starting with Fernando, number 5.
Number 5, I put Bloodborne.
Ooh,
Bloodborne.
good choice.
For me, it was my first introduction to the Souls type of games, at least the one that I played more of, because I played the previous Dark Souls and Demon Souls, but I only played like an hour or two just at a friend's house. But I gotta say, Bloodborne was a big surprise for me, and how much I enjoyed it, and the atmosphere involved with it.
All right.
All right.
Who wants to go next?
You know what? I'll go next. Okay, so this isn't in any particular order and all, but so I'm just gonna get the 5 that I really enjoyed. Number 5 is Hotline Miami 2. Wrong number, because I went back to it recently, and there's a lot of stuff that you miss that is really just amazing. Like, for example, me and Rocky, when we first played, we're debating about whether the pig guy, he was actually killing people, or if it was an actual shoot, like it was an actual movie
I think
that
it
they
was
were doing.
a review, wasn't it?
Yeah, you were in that review with us, and it turns out, no, I came back and I was wrong. It was actually a movie, and the dude, and yeah, it was actually really amazing. And you notice a lot of smaller things about the game, and man, that soundtrack is fucking good. That soundtrack is really good.
It's got that 80s Miami soundtrack, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's so good. Did you guys know that, no joke, that the Kim Kardashian show took one of the Hotline Miami like music?
Oh, I was about to say, there's a
There's
crossover game with Hotline
I
Miami
really
and the Kim
hope they
Kardashian game?
No,
Nice.
there was a
Really
thing,
hope
a
to.
small thing where like the dude who made most of the music, I think the band's name is Moon. They ripped off
Oh, yeah.
one of the songs from Hotline Miami, which is hilarious.
I really hope they sued him.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That'd be great. Good for him if it works. But yeah, this is a really fun game, really difficult, and just really one of the few of those sequels that get better and better. Number 4, Rocket League.
Dude.
What?
We're
Messing
all
up
saying number
the-
5
Oh.
first, and then we're moving on.
No, I did. 5. That was.
Yes, and you're the only person on this podcast.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought we were doing it. My bad.
Good lord. Sweet, do you want to go?
Yeah, my bad.
Number 5 on my list is Arkham Knight. Far from perfect, but I still had a whale of a time with it. Definitely some problems with the ending, but it was Rocksteady bringing the combat that we all know and love. I'm an apologist for the Batmobile. I love it. I don't think there's too much of it. Don't shoot me. Great open world, graphically probably one of the best looking games on next gen at the moment. The PC version doesn't exist. Yeah, that's my number 5.
Yes.
I'm actually
You know what?
gonna come down with Sweet on this. Arkham Knight is my number 5.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm completely in agreement with him. I fuck the haters. I love the Batmobile. I thought it added a lot to the gameplay in a series that people were complaining that it was getting kind of stale, and they added a new element that mixed it up quite a bit. It looked fucking gorgeous.
It really
It
did.
really did.
And I love I had some problems with the story, but there's only so many Batman stories you can tell, and yes, there were some things they should have changed, but I thought most of it was really good. I liked all the side quests. I liked doing everything. I enjoyed 100%ing the game.
It was actually, I think, another reason why I really liked it was it actually treated Scarecrow with respect,
Yeah.
unlike something like Batman Begins, where he kind of just shows up, or even Arkham Asylum, where he's kind of a part of the game, but not really. Whereas here, the guy was scary.
Yeah, and it worked perfectly getting John Noble to do the voice.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Honestly, Arkham Knight was kind of like, if I made like a top 10, it would probably be number 6 or 7 for me.
Yeah, same. I think for me it would be like 6 or 7. Like I really enjoy the game, but I haven't gone back to play it for a while.
Yeah.
It doesn't help
And-
that there's still games I need to play. So
And we're just and caveat sakes, we're just talking about Arkham Knight. We're not including like our feelings on the season pass and all the other stuff. Like
Yeah,
we're just
no,
Yeah.
yeah, alone, yeah, I really like it. If I had to add in that stuff, then yeah.
yeah. I mean, I feel like it's one of those weird things where I don't know how to feel to criticize a game with a season pass. If like the good base game is good, but I have problems with the season pass, I could just not buy the season pass and just ignore that.
I think it becomes a point when the season pass is something that is basically required up to a point, because there are certain DLC that only have a season pass where it's like, oh, you need this at some point so you can get like
If
what
it
you really
feels
need
like-
stuff. At that point, it's like, yeah, you do need, and at that point, it's pretty much bullshit.
If it feels
And I think that's more apparent in something like Battlefront than it is in Arkham Knight, because Battlefront, I don't feel you're getting a complete game for $60,
No,
whereas
you're
in
not.
Arkham Knight, you kind of are getting $60 worth of the game on its own.
Actually,
Exactly.
I
If
bought.
it feels like there was a portion of the game that feels like it was cut out to be sold to you later, then you can have a problem with it. Will Arkham Knight, the vanilla game as it is, was totally worth my $60, and I felt there was more than enough content in that game.
I actually
I
bought
didn't-
Battlefront for what was it, during the Black Friday week. Played it for like 3 days. I liked it, and then it got to a point where it was like the Star Wars effect was starting to wear off, so I refunded it
Yeah.
with
It
Origin.
seems like Battlefront is like the best game for Redbox, really.
More like, yeah, because it's like after the appeal of the Star Wars starts leaving you, it's like, okay, it's just another Battlefront game, more or less, and yeah. And I can't. There's no fucking way I'm paying $60 for a season pass.
Yeah, it's
$50.
ridiculous.
Like,
Yeah, the fact that you spent $110 is just ridiculous, but whatever.
yeah, it's like, no thanks, guys.
I have no problem waiting a year and paying $60 or $50 for the full game.
I will say this though, Origin, goddamn, the one thing Origin does amazing was their refunding, because it took them like an hour to refund my game completely.
And also, I like how their library system is set up for your games better than it is for Steam.
Yeah. Instead, I bought like Moon Knight and like a whole bunch of other like movies, like
Oh, I was
Predestination and shit with that $60.
Oh, I was about to say, there's a Moon Knight game?
But yeah, it's pretty much like Hotline Miami, except with like
Even more fucked up?
yeah.
Are we going to do number 4 then?
Yeah.
Yes. Sweet, you're up. Number 4.
No, it was you, Fernando.
Oh, I thought okay, never mind. Okay, for number 4, I put Mortal Kombat 10.
Oh.
Because I'm not a big fighting game fan, but Mortal Kombat gets me in a way that most fighting games do, with this insane level of brutality. It's a very competent fighting game, and it is probably one of my favorite couch games to play with whenever I go to like friends' houses or I have people over. I always put on Mortal Kombat 10 and we have a blast playing it. And the campaign was surprisingly fun, and I'm shocked they made Johnny Cage a likable character in that game.
Yeah. It really helps that he's like old as shit. And
Yeah, he's like an older guy who's kind of got his shit more together, and he's not as big as a douchebag as he was in 9 and in previous games.
Yeah.
It really seems like NetherRealms has kind of got their shit together in the past few years, because everyone seemed to really like Mortal. I haven't played any Mortal Kombat. I haven't owned or played. I've played some, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. I don't play fighting games, but everyone seems to agree that Mortal Kombat 9 was really good, Injustice was really good, and now Mortal Kombat 10 is really good. So it seems like NetherRealms is righted itself.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt that I got it on Black Friday for like $25.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you can say your number 4.
So, yeah, I thought we were going like what Spill does, where it's like, okay, we're going through all the entire thing one by one.
No, we're going like what TV dudes used to do.
Okay, all right. Then number 4 is Rocket League, because what can I say? Game's really fucking fun, and like, I mean, you can just spend hours with the game, just getting blown up, throwing this giant ball around that's like 3 times your size, and it's soccer with cars. What could you say? Yeah.
And it's like the game that every time I go on my PS4, if I see Armstrong online, more than like 75% of the time, he's probably playing Rocket League.
Yeah. There's also, and like I will say, like the DLC is like really fun because you get like the DeLorean, or you get the clown car from Heavy Metal, like Sweet Tooth's car, and like it's really fun. What can you say? I mean, There's something to
isn't
be
it-
appreciated with a game that like not all like up its own ass, I guess, and it's just there.
It
to
has
have,
no pretense. It's just a fun game.
yeah, it's nice to have that.
You immediately start having fun from the second you start playing.
Yeah. Should we do an honorable mentions, like something where it's like, oh hey, this was gonna make it, but
Once we finish the list.
okay,
I'm
fair
sure.
enough.
We could just do honorable mentions and then like a disappointing game.
Yeah.
You're up, Swede.
So my number 4 is Bloodborne. I don't really know if I need to expand on it. Fernando kind of gave a good explanation, but as a fan of at least Dark Souls 1, I didn't want anything to do with Dark Souls 2. Bloodborne was a really great successor. It had some performance issues, sure, but I'm a sucker for H.P. Lovecraft, and the gameplay was great.
And to be fair, a lot of performance issues will kind of fix with patches with like the loading times at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that was their biggest problem was the fucking loading times were like
Oh yeah, they
just
Especially in-
forever.
There was definitely some problems with the frame rate as well. I haven't been
Yeah.
back to play it, so I don't know if those are fixed yet.
I played it like last week, and it seems like there's not a problem.
yeah, same here. I played it like a couple weeks ago, and there was not as many issues as when it first came out.
Yeah.
And I believe there's like 16 gigs in patches or something ridiculous like that it's had so far.
Yeah, something.
Wow.
Actually, I think one of the patches was the Old Hunters. So I don't know if you can count in that, because they did the thing where the patch was the DLC. One of the patches was the DLC, and when you
Okay.
bought the DLC, it just unlocked the.
Oh, I hate that shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
Destiny. I think Destiny did the same thing, but that was with like the base game that gave you the patch.
Yeah.
Whoa, Jesus.
All right, so I don't know how similar this is. Our lists are going to be, but
I
number
think
4 is also Bloodborne.
I think once I
Oh.
hit number 3, we'll start seeing difference, at least when it comes to me.
Yeah. Almost everything Sweet said, except this was my second Souls game because I hadn't played Dark Souls before. It was really fucking fun right from when I started playing it. It gave you you can say this about almost any Souls games. It's a great sense of progression. You feel amazing when you beat a boss that you've been trying to kill forever. Oh my god, the world and the character designs were something I'd never seen before.
Yeah,
in the game.
it really was a unique atmosphere because I can't think of a video game that has a similar look to it.
A Call of Cthulhu Dark Ones of the Earth.
Yeah, they're space aliens. Yeah, it's nice that you get space gods, basically.
The interesting narrative, great music.
Oh. I don't know if I agree with you on that, because I only remember a couple of tracks from it, whereas Dark Souls had a lot of memorable themes for each boss, but I can only think of one or two boss themes from Bloodborne.
That's sad.
That's probably just me, though. I haven't played it in ages.
Right,
so.
right. And maybe it's because I just played the Old Hunters, but haven't beat it because I am on New Game Plus and I can't beat the first fucking boss. Yeah. But no, Bloodborne base game, even without Old Hunters, totally worth the experience, totally worth your money. Excellent game, really well designed. Kind of sad that we may not get a Bloodborne 2. Whatever, it's great as it is.
Well, I mean, I'd rather a series end strong than keep
Exactly.
going and suck.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Ryan, did you give your? Oh, no, you gave.
It's
one.
you, Sweet.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, number 4 was
It's
Rogue.
Fernando, Ryan, Swede, me.
My number. So I started with my number 3, right?
Yeah, you're number 3.
All right, my number 3 is Fallout 4. I thought it takes for me personally, what I enjoyed about Fallout 3 and kind of expands upon it with like a newer crafting system, the fact that you can craft all these guns, build all of your towns, you can like the story as every Bethesda game is pretty lackluster, but there was some interesting components to it and yes, graphically it's not that impressive, but it's still a lot impressive than previous games, and I just had sunk so many goddamn hours playing that game that there's no way I couldn't put it in my top 5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's a game that I can understand why people have criticism of it, but I don't think it deserves anywhere near the level of
Vitriol and hate.
that it is getting. And I think, regardless of what other people on this very podcast may think, I believe a lot of the criticisms are just because it's a popular game that a lot of people were looking forward to. And if another game that wasn't titled Fallout 4 had these exact same mechanics, it would be dick sucked to no end.
Bullshit.
Yeah, Gauntlet thrown.
Bullshit.
Right?
My mic just fell off my head. Sorry about that.
Bullshit.
Sexist. What? Oh, okay. Moving on. Ryan, I think you had a number 3.
What the fuck was that? What?
Do we have to split you two up?
Really? Sexist? No, that's just retarded. Don't be mad because I'm telling the truth about Fallout.
Yeah, you're telling the truth of your personal opinion.
I haven't even played it, so
right.
I can just sit on the sidelines.
Anyway, so my
He's just
third.
like, I'm just gonna chill and listen.
So my third. Okay, so this. I don't know if this really counts because technically the alpha came out in 2014, but the official release was in 2015. And there was another game that I wanted, but this is a really fun game. It's really ridiculous and fun. And if you're like a fan of like the old 80s like action movies, then you'll like this. It's Broforce.
Oh yeah, did that actually come out this year? I thought it was.
That came out this year. The alpha came out in 2014. The early.
Okay, I thought it was.
But then
I thought it was still an alpha.
15.
Yeah, I have a similar game on my list actually.
Like I didn't know what the rules would be because like, do we count early access because that's not really the full game.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like the alpha, the beta. So I didn't know what to do.
And I'm just curious because there was like wasn't there like an Expendables version of Broforce?
There
or something
was.
like
It was. I think it was to pimp out the Expendables movie.
that? Okay.
Yeah, it was either this or again another game that came out that's like kind of that 8-bit kind of thing. It was Chroma Squad. Like I don't know if you guys ever remember that game.
Vaguely.
No idea.
Chroma Squad was like it was this meta game about these people that are basically working a Power Rangers show. And they're like, okay, fuck it, let's make our own Power Rangers show. And it's like, it has a lot of like tongue-in-cheek references about like the old Power Rangers and Super Sentai series and stuff. And it was like it was like an RPG. It was kind of like XCOM, where it's like, okay, you move here, you move your guy there, and it was very, very fun.
Is that a PC game?
Yeah, it is. Actually, I think it was on.
It's on a load of things. I think it just said.
I think it was also on.
PS4,
Xbox One, PS3, PlayStation Vita.
Oh, okay. Actually, that sounds pretty interesting. I might want to check that out.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. That would have been the tie, yeah. For me, there seems to be a lot more, like, I guess, for lack of a better term, indie stuff than anything else.
Well, I think out of all of us, you probably played the most indie games, I would say.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, yeah. There's
I've
another
played a lot of indie games that were from previous years.
Yeah, there's also another one I really wanted called Rebel Galaxy, which is basically Firefly. That's so fucking good, and I wanted to do a review on that, but we never got the chance.
All right.
Should I go?
Yeah.
So my number 3 is Halo 5.
Ooh.
While the story may be serviceable at best, I find the multiplayer to be stellar, and the fact that 343 have promised free DLC really helps. I'd go so far as to say it's probably the best shooter on the market right now.
That seems to be the general consensus, that the story is pretty lackluster, but the multiplayer is actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, the story was, I mean, it was just marketed so poorly.
Yeah.
And then when it came out, it was just nothing like what we had thought it was.
Yeah, because wasn't it
Was it really now?
The trailer sold it as it was like Luke Cage versus Master Chief, but
Yeah.
the story wasn't really like that, right?
Well, because it is the dude who's Luke Cage in the Jessica Jones.
Except it's not his
Yeah.
voice, right?
No, it is him.
Oh, no,
it is him.
It's his voice, but he didn't do the motion capture.
I'm very
something
sure
like
he
that.
did. I thought it was.
From
Because-
what I've
I don't
read
know.
is it was either he only could do the motion capture, or he could only do the voice. He could only record one part of it, and then he had to go film Jessica Jones, so they had to get
I
some.
think that might be
Oh,
right,
really?
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know his
Which-
face is exactly the same face. So,
So it might have just been able to do the motion capture.
Maybe, yeah. I thought it was his voice, but
Mike Coulter is the actor, by the way.
Mike
Yeah.
Coulter. Okay, I'll just call him Luke Cage.
his mama named him Luke Cage. I'm gonna call him Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Sweet.
If Marvel called him Luke Cage, it's Luke Cage.
Did anyone else have that nice real? Sorry, to cut you off, sweet. I really do want to hear more about your thoughts on Halo 5. Did anyone else have that realization when watching Jessica Jones that the reason Jason says "Sweet Christmas" is because Luke Cage says it?
Oh yeah, I did.
No, so did you like the story or the fact that it was marketed wrong? Because I've only watched some of the cutscenes and I was pretty pissed off.
I mean, the story's dumb. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly, after playing Halo 5, I would have been perfectly happy saying Halo 4 is the end of the Halo story. I think because it ends in such a concise way
Yeah.
that Halo 4, you could have just ended it there.
I mean, you could have kind of ended at 3, couldn't you?
well,
yeah, you totally could have ended it at 3.
You could have, but I think the fact that 3 ends with Master Chief floating out into space kind of leaves things a bit like nebulous. I don't know. But the fact that they touted this as was it so? Let me. On the back of the box it says. The greatest. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it was. I think actually it might have been one of the trailers that they said it was like the greatest hunt in gaming history,
The greatest hunt.
and it really wasn't. Like they weren't even against each other for most of the game.
They didn't even meet each other for like more than like 2 minutes, to be honest.
Yeah, they meet one time, and Master Chief punches Locke in the face, and then leaves, and then they don't meet again until the end.
Yeah. It's basically like, from what I understand from me watching the cutscenes, it's basically like the plot is kind of like Fatal Attraction, in that it's Cortana just wanting to grab Master Chief, and
Oh,
just
I thought
can't
you were gonna
understand
say-
no.
I was gonna say, do we see upskirt shot of Master Chief? What the fuck?
No,
That's Basic Instinct.
Upskirt.
Oh, no,
I was gonna say.
God damn, I get my movies confused. Anyway,
So does that mean that under the helmet, Master Chief is Michael Douglas?
Yes.
dude, what? I would play the shit out of that game.
Age down Mike Douglas from Ant-Man.
Does Michael Pena show up?
Michael Pena one punches Master Chief. Master Chief's about to die, and I guess whoever the Didact did the Didact come back, or is he just gone?
Well, he wasn't. They didn't ever talk about him in this, but it's been in the comics and the books. They've said that he's not dead. That
Okay.
he is actually
The
alive.
big bad is giving his speech, and then Michael Pena just comes up and just knocks him the fuck out.
Okay, it's a brief aside, but have you guys ever seen Honest Movies trailers?
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
Did you see
course.
the one for Ant-Man?
No. Did that come out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to see it.
A while back.
Okay. But there's a joke. They make a comment that the only Latino in the MCU is Michael Pena, and I got so pissed because I was like, wow, the only Latino in the MCU is a fucking thief. That's some bullshit.
He's got a
What
heart
was
of
it?
gold.
Like the only black guy in the? Oh wait, no, there are like 2 black.
There's several black guys in the MCU.
Wait, how many black people are there? There's
Falcon,
there's the Falcon,
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. Oh
War
wow, yeah.
Machine.
Wow,
Black
your race is getting screwed, dude.
I'm just like, shit, man. What the fuck is this? I got
Other
so
than-
mad after watching that. I
Are
was
there
just
actually, when you think about it, how many Latino characters are there in the Marvel universe? Like, not in the movies, but I'm talking like comics.
That's kind of been a
It's
problem
not-
with comics.
there's Miles Morales and
Reyes,
and he's a halfer.
guy.
So
he's half Puerto Rican, so you know.
as far as races are concerned, he's black.
No, he's one of ours. God damn it, he's half one of ours. It sucked that his Puerto Rican mom died. Spoilers for Ultimate Spider-Man, by the way.
Because Bendis can't let anything go by without having to kill someone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he can't go by without letting his fan fiction get in the way.
Implying Bendis is a good writer.
He does good when he first starts out. He does good groundwork, but then as he continues going, he starts getting into shit that like I can only say is like fan fiction.
You can't.
Yeah, he's
knock
like
his
Morrison.
Daredevil.
You have him to start your book, but you get rid of him.
Yeah, it's kind of like, was it Mark Millar? Like in the early days when it was like, okay, yeah, you do good groundwork and you do good starting, but when you're on your own and you keep going, dude, you go nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, like. Let's move on.
Moving back. Once again, my list is echoing somebody else's. Number 3, Fallout 4. It's almost everything I wanted. It's Fallout 3, but looks better, has better has better mechanics, good gunplay. Let's not skip over the fact that the gunplay is actually good in this game.
Unlike previous games where it was just like horrible.
Yeah.
Yes, an RPG.
Added a bunch of new music, and I was actually when I first started listening, I was disappointed that they kept the same songs from.
They kept a lot of it from Fallout 3.
They kept all of the
they kept
songs.
Yeah.
But the more I play it, the more I'm excited to hear those songs again.
Okay. Charles, did you put it on your list though because you can have a robot waifu in Fallout 4?
I saw that. I actually got to that point. Oh my god, that was hilarious.
You have what's her name?
French.
Yep.
She's
Kiri.
Typical French.
So they have the stereotypical drunken Irish fighter chick.
Oh yeah, they do.
Well, that is just the Irish. Come on.
It's just. I want to talk about how you like fucking burritos and chimichangas.
I'm not Mexican,
Oh
bro.
my god.
Jesus Christ.
See, it's even worse.
An hour and 30 minutes, 6 minutes in exactly. That's how long it took. Okay, I like Fallout 4. We're moving on. I'm going to try to wrap this shit up before it gets too out of crazy. Fernando, number 2, go!
Number 2 is Tales of the Borderland, which...
Really?
To me, is probably the funniest of all the Telltale games that I played, and it's nice that they put, like, you can play 2 different characters, and they switch. And I do like how they constantly play with the format of the narrative, where you have this unreliable narrator, and they play with that. They do some comedic things, and the voice cast for that game is spectacular, with Patrick Warburton, Chris Hardwick, Troy Baker, Laura Bailey, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
And I honestly, if you are tired of Telltale games, I would say this is the one to probably bring you back. So yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I will honestly say I purchased the season pass, even though it was only $3, entirely on your recommendation.
Oh, nice. Have you gotten a chance to play it?
No.
Whenever you have a free moment, I would suggest playing it.
I'm trying to get through Fallout 4 right now, man. It's not because I just want to stop playing it. It's just because I have so much other shit that I have that I want to play.
Yeah, I just beat Fallout 4 like 3 weeks ago.
I haven't had a chance to play it at all this week because I've had to open at 7 and stay till 5 for the almost my entire work week.
Oh my god, okay, can I say this? Can I say this for you? I am in your corner now when it comes to theaters. People are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
People are fucking imbeciles. It's like, Jesus, every time I was a greeter, it's like, oh, where's Theater 4? We have a giant goddamn sign that says Theaters 1 through 6 and another over there that says Theaters 7 through 12. Fucking guess which one, asshole.
Ryan, I don't think you noticed that most people can't read.
Apparently! Fucking Americans.
God damn.
It's like, I mean, it's okay once in a while, but it's like after the 50th person within an hour.
Hey, I gotta say, we don't even use the metric system, alright? We're kind of stupid.
Of course. No, yeah,
the fact that we don't
use the metric system because we gotta be special and
yeah, because the metric system is all based on 10, so it's easily calculable, not 16.
Ugh. Oh my god. It's like, I wouldn't normally be pissed, but it's like after the 50th person asks you within like the first 20 minutes of your job, which way do I go? It's like, ugh.
Where are the bathrooms?
Oh god, yes.
Restroom signs standing right behind them.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, there's giant like signs that say bathroom and ugh. What time does it start? You bought the ticket. You said what time you wanted. You know.
So do we really have to sit in the seats we bought? Yes, that's the point of reserved seating. Well, what if I want to sit in a different seat and there's the people who bought those seats aren't there? It's 20 minutes before the fucking movie starts. They're gonna show up, you stupid fucking idiot.
This is the movie theater rant section brought to you by the Racial Ed Community Podcast.
It was bound to happen as soon as another person started working in a movie theater. Now, all you broke hippies just need to get jobs, and then we can start our new podcast. All right, number 2, Ryan, go.
Fernando? What do you mean, Ryan?
He just gave us number 2.
Yeah,
what was his number?
Oh. Do.
Moving right along.
So,
Ryan.
Number 2.
Ryan had aneurysm.
Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Okay, no Lionel Richie just today. All right, so since Ryan's not here, so
sweet, that's up to you.
Oh, hey, sorry about that. I'm sorry. My fucking stupid fucking thing. It was my headphones. For some reason, it just went off and on. My bad.
Oh,
number 2
for me. Okay, so this game has been fantastic. You know, the acting's great, the story is amazing, and it's just beautiful. You know, it just blew my mind. It's her story.
So, Swede, what's your number 2?
So Ryan's trolling Tumblr at this point.
No, it's Bloodborne. It's fucking Bloodborne. Yeah, I mean, what else can we say about Bloodborne? It was awesome. It's amazing. I think, you know what, this is my favorite after the first Dark Souls. Because, like, the first Dark Souls just got everything right and was just so fucking perfect and just so great. And this one is, I mean, it's still the formula of Dark Souls. You know, it's still the basic formula, but it's changed up enough to where it's like, you know, it's different. And, I mean, it's just so fucking amazing. And, yeah, you know what? The music that is in there is actually really good. Not as good as the first Dark Souls, but still really amazing.
All right.
So Ryan, is your number 1 Life is Strange? Clearly.
No, it's Sabelle.
My number 2 is The Witcher 3.
Oh snap!
It's The Witcher.
I mean, what can we say about The Witcher that we haven't already been said? I mean,
you
probably
can have sex on a unicorn, full price, right there.
Full price.
A stuffed unicorn.
I mean. Great graphics, despite there being a great gameplay. Fuck what people say, it's good.
Is anyone saying that it's bad?
Oh yeah, no, loads of people say that the gameplay is really boring and repetitive.
Really? Well,
yeah, you know, it's weird when a game is really good yet and really popular. For some reason, people just like to find little insignificant reasons to shit on it.
Yeah.
No,
unfortunately, that's not what's happening with Fallout 4.
Oh no, not at all. Great story.
I'm just the one bitchy. Like, if you guys like it, that's fine. It's you two. Actually, no, Fernando's fine. It's the one motherfucker that's bitching and whining about how I'm okay with it. I don't think it's game of the fucking year, even though I have said I liked it.
I mean, I just go as far as saying I disagree with your points, but I don't really care if you like it or not.
It's just the one that's bitching.
Because I know it gets you bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Armstrong's just doing it to rile you up in comedic effect.
No, I'm not mad. I'm just laughing because it's like, damn, man.
Well, you keep referring to him as the one motherfucker.
Yeah,
Ryan's just gonna break in song and start singing "Let It Go." I think.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna put that as the song in this thing. Let it go, and we'll just edit where it says "Let it go, Armstrong."
I'm pretty sure there's a version that somebody recorded called "Fuck It All."
Yeah.
Fuck it all. Yeah,
I think that was like the first parody.
Yeah.
That happened with that.
I just want to see Ryan just sing that song while wearing a blue dress and blonde wig. That's the only thing I want to see.
Wait.
Pull that off.
Okay. Something just happened.
What?
It appears Activision is buying out the MLG,
Yeah, for
What?
like 13 million.
The MLG? What the fuck is the MLG?
Major League Gaming.
Major League Gaming. Why are they buying
Why?
Major League Gaming?
Because you've been seeing the things how like EA is going to start their own pro gaming esports division like other people's are. So I guess
Okay.
Activision, rather than form their own, is just buying Major League Gaming.
Well, to be fair, that shit happens all the goddamn time. Companies
Yeah.
are like that's what happened with like music. Like they buy out just the streaming services.
I'm actually
It
amazed
should happen.
like that kind of shit, Major League Gaming and all that, has actually taken off as much as it has.
Yeah, I remember back in the day when MLG. Like I remember my first appearance. Like I knew some MLG players from fucking Call of Duty back in
Yeah.
the day.
I smoked weed with some guy, and I did ecstasy with some guy who was a Major League Halo 2 gamer. And he would not shut up about how every Halo game since Halo 2 was garbage.
So most MLG players.
Yep.
Mm.
All right, sorry. I
You derailed
this is the
that.
first I heard about
We
it.
always derail things. That's like our thing,
That's
basically. I mean, we're like the let's do this, pretty much.
The ADHD podcast.
we learned that from our parent podcast, which were all the spill ones.
Yeah.
Shit, man, Leog was fucking notorious for that.
Oh yeah, they did it worse, almost as bad as the let's do this fucking did.
Well, to be fair, that was let's do this premise to derail shit.
Yeah, that was the point. With Leog, it was like, yeah, let's talk about freaking B-rated films, and then they totally forget because they try and do a April Fool's prank.
Oh yeah, it was, every time Brian Salisbury was on back in the day, it was just let's derail that shit. Like they
Yeah.
do like two. It took them like 3 Western podcasts to really actually talk about Westerns. I
Well,
think.
the first one was the B movies where it was the April Fool's joke, and then the second one was they brought him on to talk about, I don't know if it was Westerns or something else, but it was the night of the 2008 presidential election.
Oh well,
no, it
No,
was
it's in 2012. It was in 2012. So
that's still pretty. That was still yeah.
so
Well,
they
I mean,
kind of derailed it to talk about politics.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it was Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all afraid. Like, oh God, please! I don't want to go to Canada.
Anyone who
Were you-
honestly
so are
thought
you-
Mitt Romney had a chance hasn't been paying attention to the last 12 years when Mitt Romney also ran. And
In terms of fear for you guys, do you think you're more afraid now because of Trump, or
No.
more
There's no
afraid
fucking
because of
way
Mitt
he's gonna
Romney?
win.
No.
Hell
Trump's not going to win. I'm more afraid of Ted Cruz just because he's probably going to win it, and Ted Cruz scares the shit out of me.
nobody's talking about who obviously is going to be the candidate, and this isn't
Bernie
actually a joke.
Sanders?
It's going to be no, he's not a Republican.
Oh.
It's going to be Chris Christie.
Oh, it's going to be
Because
Cruz.
Because he's already started to back down on the extreme rhetoric. He started to play the moderate side, which is exactly how people win the primaries. It's how McCain won the primaries. It's how Romney won the primaries. In the debates, you espouse rhetoric left and right. You fucking rally up the base, and then as soon as you get to the primaries, you ease back on that shit so you can actually attract in the moderates and get the nomination.
Yeah, him and that
I think-
fucking second chin of his.
Romney's just not Romney. Trump's just the same as Santorum was last time around.
And
Yeah, he's there to
Ben
create
Carson
buzz.
is the same as Herman Cain was last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, he's there to start shit, create buzz and controversy, and then he's gonna whittle away.
Exactly.
And to be fair, it's like Trump doesn't even really want to go on.
You gotta love it though. It's like, wow, I wish I had money to blow away on a presidential election.
Yeah.
Anyway, so where are we at now? We did illegal
It's
Swede stuff, right?
Sweden's number 2.
Okay.
And now we're going to start talking about Parliament.
Well,
No, we did number
no, we
2.
did my number.
Yeah,
Which
it's,
are 3?
my number
Yeah, yours was number 3. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we're returning on this theme of
Wait,
games
can I
everyone's
guess?
already mentioned.
Can I guess what yours is? Rocket League.
Yeah, I said it earlier this
Okay.
year. Yes, it's Rocket League. Like Fernando said earlier in the podcast, almost every time I'm on PlayStation Network, if I'm playing a different game for an hour or two, I'll eventually switch over to Rocket League. I'm always playing fucking Rocket League because I fucking love that game.
It's a fun
It's-
game.
because you can just turn on a podcast, listen to a 2-hour podcast, and just play a game of Rocket League over and over again. I was just talking to my friend about it last night, where it's got the perfect length of games where they're only 5 minutes, so you could be like, I'll just play another game. I'll just play another game. It won't take that long. And then 3 hours have gone by. It's fun. It's addictive. I got it for free from PlayStation Plus, so I don't feel bad about buying the DLC car packs, which are actually kind of cool. I've been rocking the DeLorean for quite a while now.
Well, it helps that the DLC is actually really cheap, and yeah, they get like cars that's like it gets you in that nostalgia way, you know, because yeah, like the rocket pack for Back to the Future and all.
Yeah, they just had one that's like got Mad Max like cars.
Yeah,
and they keep changing things, like they have things called the Mutator Mashup, which is like an online playlist you can choose, where the one right now is they changed the ball from a ball to an ice hockey puck, and they redid all of the stadium, so it's just an ice hockey rink, and they made it so it like changes the way the gameplay goes. So instead of the ball usually bounces off the walls, but the puck will slide up the walls, so you actually have to drive on the walls and hit it so it slides down at the right angle. It's so fun. It's so fun. I love this game. And if there wasn't, my number one didn't also come out this year, it would be my number one.
all right.
Fernando, that's
Right.
Number
if you have the
one
the number one film
of the week. You see, that's what you need. Like, that's why I would try and smoke cigarettes, is to try and get that Cargill voice. Number one.
See, I would smoke
Some
the
weights
C-Plum
or whatever.
voice. No, if you've been listening to any of these podcasts or talked to me at all, I think you could guess what my number one is, and
Yeah.
it's the fucking Witcher 3, because that game blew my fucking socks off. Because, damn, that game has a great story, great characters, so many memorable moments. It has such a great crafting system and all this other stuff that it's probably my favorite game in the past, like, 5 years, I would say. Or now 6, that's 2016, but whatever. Like, I haven't loved the game like this since Mass Effect 2. Like, this game gets me, it hits everything I love in video games, and I'm glad CD Projekt Red said that this is their last Witcher game at this moment, and they're moving on to new stuff, because I can't wait to see what they do with
Because now they're going to do, was it 2077 Cyberpunk? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
had
like,
an
there's only like
amazing
one trailer, and it's a CG one.
Yeah.
But it's a fucking amazing trailer, though.
No, it
And
is, but it's like, goddamn, you guys really love, you know, like teasing the fuck out of us and then just leaving.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if you watch the 2077 trailer, it's like, oh, this is the sequel to Ex Machina.
Yeah. Except with, like, stripper robots.
Like I said, the sequel to Ex
Well,
Machina.
stripper robots in Ex Machina.
That was full. So has everyone watched Ex Machina? No. Okay.
It's on Amazon Instant Video. If you have
I know, and I have access to Amazon Instant Video. It's just a matter of I haven't gotten my mom's password to watch it on my PlayStation. I keep forgetting to do it because I'm watching Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann. Oh yeah, that's on Netflix too.
Oh, I'm about to say, you're watching Girls, Man, Get Out of this podcast.
No, I've been switching between Clone Wars and Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, I need to watch the rest.
I've
I'm
been on
like
the
halfway
anime kick
with
since I've finished One Punch Man.
So, what did you think of One Punch Man? What'd you think at the end?
If Fargo hadn't, it's like Rocket League with my number 2. If Fargo hadn't come out this year, it would have been my favorite show of the year.
I love the end where the dude's explaining, now that I've been broken, my full power is at maximum, and then just the dude, he's like, okay. And he still has the same bored fucking face.
I just love how the last punch, it's one serious punch.
In the fucking heavens, the fucking cloud split.
I was just like, what the? I was like, this show is brilliant. I love
And
it.
the little annoying girl who's just talking
That's
and
Muffy.
talking. Yeah.
Tornado?
Yeah, Tornado. And Genos is like, just shut up. And just gets
Back down and get smacked. I love that clip too, but I just love the random like he says like, shut up or get smacked down, kid, and then like Saitama's in the background going like, yeah!
do it.
I just love, he's like, Genos, no! I won't say, I'll get you out of the rock.
Yeah, and he rips off his arm.
My bad.
So,
Yeah, Genos
Sweetie,
needs to
if
get
you-
like
you're
better
not familiar,
arms, man,
you
because
can
he
watch
keeps
one.
getting his arms ripped off in every goddamn episode.
Yeah, well, it's like it's a cyborg thing, so it's like, oh, so obviously
it's like-
he's gonna keep getting fucked over like hardcore.
Yeah. Well, whenever a character is indestructible, they just love beating the shit out of that character.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think that's like my number one anime. The other two would be like Umuro-chan, which is so fucking funny. And then I told Armstrong this, and I don't know if he's gotten around to it, but School Live.
You know, I remember you telling me about it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I
I
remember you
watched
talking
that one, and
If it's not on Netflix, odds are I won't watch it.
Oh, you
it's not on
know,
Netflix.
because I
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
Well,
I know
I
Armstrong-
haven't seen the last 2 episodes of One Punch Man, so thanks for spoiling everything, guys.
oh shit.
You should have. Oh, sorry.
Well, you
bad.
kind of went off on a massive tangent, and I felt like an asshole kind of interrupting everyone.
No, I'm
so-
My bad, sweet.
Yeah.
But
But really, you guys should watch Umuro-chan and School Life. I'm very picky when it comes to anime because it's like most of the anime, it's like cliche after cliche after cliche. So it's like, yeah,
dude, I will watch an anime if it has more than 60 episodes at this point.
yeah. You see, I can't. At once, it's like, oh god, it's like at One Punch Man. You know they're gonna continue the fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
obviously. It's become so fucking popular. It's this year's Attack on Titan, pretty much.
Yeah, I said it's like the new Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
Almost.
new Dragon Ball Z, Attack on Titan. It's obviously going to be popular, and there's no freaking way that they're not going to.
Well, Naruto was the new Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, and then Bleach was the new Naruto, and then
Yeah.
yeah. But there's there's another that came out this year that's really good. It's like it's about cooking and shit.
The
And
God
it's
of
really
Cookery.
What the fuck was that?
Do you guys hear dogs barking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do you-
sorry.
oh, is that your dogs?
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute or two. My mom just showed up, so
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I'll-
Let's,
continue talking about anime and such.
I'm trying to think of what that thing was. Shogeki no Soma, I think is what
So-
it's called.
While Armstrong was gone, anime sucks. Okay, there we go.
Food Wars.
Yeah. I don't like here's the thing with anime. I'm like, either you like it or you don't. Like, there's no in between.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, for me, I like anime, but it's like there's so many that are so
shitty.
much the fucking same. They're so cliche, and it's like, goddamn. But then when you find the really rare ones that are like really different, like I said, like One Punch Man or
Cowboy
Umuro-chan
Bebop.
or whatever, they're really, really good.
I mean, I like classic anime and stuff like Cowboy Bebop. What else have I got? I've got Trigun. Welcome to the NHK. This, like Death Note. Death Note kind of goes downhill about halfway through.
Oh
But
yeah, like at the halfway point, it goes down.
Yeah, I find that's true with a lot of anime, that there's like a point where you're just gotta like, whether it's halfway or like a quarter in, that it just declines hard.
Well, it's like Cowboy Bebop. I think it was like it's become so famous because it's so not Japanese. Like it's much
Yeah.
closer to like the American shit.
Yeah.
Because
It's like-
you have the fucking you have the jazz themes and you have like all this American stuff. I mean, shit, I don't even know anyone that actually watches the subbed version of that.
It's like what Avatar: The Last Airbender did for like American animation, and it borrows heavily from anime, whereas Cowboy Bebop is like, it's anime, but it borrows a lot from American animation and American stuff.
yeah. What the fuck?
But, yeah.
What the hell?
What?
No, I'm looking at the Food Wars thing. The thing I was telling you about, like, you guys have probably seen it before, where it's like it's people they take a sip of food and then they pretty much have like an orgasm and shit. It's so ridiculous.
Like that one movie, Harry Met Sally?
When Harry Met Sally.
It's like if you guys
I'll
were to
have
see
what
it, you
she's
guys
having.
would know what it was because you probably have seen it at some point on like Facebook posts, like GIFs and all of them. Yeah, it's pretty
So-
ridiculous.
I gave. Should we just go back to the game of the year since I
Oh,
already
yeah.
gave my number one?
Yeah, so you gave your number one, so then it would be me, and then him, and then
Yeah. So
No,
just
and then
give
me, and then Armstrong.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Life is Strange.
Damn it, Ryan! Stop trolling.
Bravo, sir.
I actually
Bravo.
wonder. You know, I do want to see someone who actually has. I mean, there's no doubt someone's going to have her story on there, but I wonder how many people...
Polygon.
Well, yeah, Polygon. Yeah, they're pretentious enough.
Polygon put it as their game of the year.
I feel like your bias is showing, guys. I'm just saying.
I mean, come on. Yeah, man.
I haven't played her story, so I can't really judge on it.
I'll be honest. I did play it, and it's okay. But it's one of those things where it's like Gone Home, where I wouldn't say it's a game. I would more say that it's... I don't know, because there's not really a genre for that. But the closest I would say is interactive movie.
FMV.
I would say that we're at a point where video games are changing. So
no, yeah, but it's like it's not really a game. It's more like... Fuck, I don't even know how to explain it, because...
Is it just interactive storytelling for the most part?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like all you're really doing is you're looking through different videos, watching them for a long time, and then you rearrange them in a certain way, basically. And I'm really butchering how to explain this, but that's like the closest I can get to explaining it.
Life is Strange was number 7 on Polygon's list.
Yeah, and yeah, like I don't really hate any of these games. Like they're okay, but it's like. And I even like Life is Strange up to a point, but it's like they're like Gone Home and Sibel. It gets to a point where it's like, no, these aren't really games. These are more like interactive experiences or something, like interactive movies where you're not really playing a game. You're kind of going through the motions of seeing these videos, and the entertainment is going through the experience of seeing these videos that are to a point personal, I guess. Like, I know I'm not really explaining it well, but...
Witcher 3 didn't even make their Game of the Year list. It's racist after all, I mean.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I will say, yeah, I mean... What can you fucking say about Polygon? I don't know. When you have... Oh, yeah. Like, when you have a dude who, like, an editor that lets you go on a 3 to 4 paragraph rant about how video games are stupid and talking about the politics in Annalise or whatever, you know what you're getting into. Yeah.
You know, you guys you could just avoid going to Polygon, right?
No, I know, no, yeah, I avoid.
Like,
No, but, like, he brought it up, and I was just talking to him. Like, yeah, I never go to that. I don't go to Kotaku. I don't go to any of those because it's like, you know what?
I'm just like...
Those ain't for me, and that's as much as I leave it. It's when someone brings it up and wants to talk to me about it, I'm like, yeah, this is why, and hey, take what you get.
Yeah, I kind of just found out about their top 10 list just by accident, really, while I was just on forums or something.
But, to be serious, yeah, obviously my first of the year is going to be the fucking Witcher 3, because if you take into account, like, you don't just take into account the game. You take in how the game company was been so amazing with their fans and everything, and you take into account like honestly, I would say the expansion alone would have like bumped this up to like.
Oh yeah, because it's a really fun expansion.
Yeah, it
has its own self-contained story that's really good.
Yeah, like that alone would have been like one of my favorites. And then you got this game that was really put in a lot of effort and was a lot of fun, and you have a lot of great voice acting and characters, and I love Triss, man. Triss is awesome. Triss.
And also, it was also not willing to explore other themes that like you normally don't see. Like it actually had gay characters, and it gave them substance, and it didn't feel like the need to like. I know you guys have this more complaints than I really do, but you guys don't like it when certain issues are more in the forefront, and I think this does.
Well, no, I don't care about. I've explained this. Is that I don't care about issues. If you want to bring a gay character, fine. But the fact is that I have a problem when all his character is gay. Like that's his most interesting thing, because to me,
then he becomes it's tokenism, right?
Yeah, it's tokenism. Like.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed the scene with the hunter who Geralt is kind of talking to, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a freak," and like, "Oh, I'm a freak too," and he tries to relate to him. He's like, "Is that you have like empathy? Like you can turn to werewolf? I can help you with that." He's like, "Oh no, I'm just his story," and you're like, "Damn, that's a tragic story, bro. I want to just give you a hug."
Yeah, see, like that works. Like that worked because it was like, oh, you delved into his character a little bit, and you showed he has a personality more than just him being gay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like me. I'm weird. So, yeah, I'm picky. You know, I have high standards, but yeah, like everything, especially like honestly, yeah, this is my favorite game, and it really is nice that, I mean, they didn't downgrade their stuff. You know, they didn't downgrade their accessibility. They didn't downgrade their RPG elements or, you know, their gaming stuff. You know, they made it easier for you to play, but they didn't downgrade what was essential and what made an RPG an RPG, what made their RPG an RPG. And I can really appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, this is my game of the year by far.
Yeah, and I think they do. I think CD Projekt Red does a good job of, with each game of The Witcher, you can tell they learned a lot from their previous games.
Oh yeah.
Like The Witcher 1 is an interesting proof of concept, but it has a lot of flaws. Witcher 2 fixed a lot of these flaws, but still has some issues. Witcher 3 is kind of like, in my opinion, the ultimate version of what they were trying to do. Especially, it takes a lot of the stuff from Witcher 1 and does it really well.
Yeah. I gotta tell you though, her story almost made it.
Yeah, bro, did her story, like, take your girlfriend from you or something?
No, I'm
shit,
joking.
man?
I joke. You know, it's an easy punching bag. I mean, I think it's all right.
Took his mother behind the garden shed and put her down or something like that.
Did it take your mother behind a middle school and get her pregnant? Come on.
He bent her over and her story bent her over and showed her the 50 states.
So, like I said earlier, my 1 and 2 are kind of interchangeable. So number 2 was Witcher 3, but number 1. Does anyone want to hazard a guess to what number 1 could
I
be?
honestly have no idea.
Fallout 4.
Well, I didn't play Fallout 4.
Oh, okay. I was really hoping to.
And I'm pretty sure I heard you bitch about it a couple of times, so I would be surprised.
Number 1 for me is Elite Dangerous.
Elite Dangerous. Oh yeah! Now that I think about it, yeah.
And that was why I mentioned earlier, like one of the games on my list was one, because it obviously had its beta last year, but it came out in October this year, I think.
I've been meaning to fucking buy that on Steam, but it's like, how much is it now? It's like...
well, there's the
like
expansion
$50.
coming out soon, so...
Yeah, there's an expansion called, like, Horizons, isn't there?
Yeah, which basically turns Elite Dangerous into No Man's Sky.
Yeah, which...
So you can like land on planets and...
I'm fine with that.
Map and like board ships and, you know, have like crews of multiple people and things like that.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it. It's pretty fun from what I played because my friend has an Xbox One and he really likes the game, and I played a little bit. It's a really beautiful game to look at too.
Yeah,
gorgeous graphically.
Yeah, I remember you and me were talking about it, and we were talking about comparing it with what's the game that's never going to come out?
Star Citizen.
Star Citizen, yeah. Star Citizen. And where it was like, yeah, Elite Dangerous, you were telling me pretty much Elite Dangerous has done everything that Star Citizen wanted to do with this expansion. And
but does it have Mark Hamill?
No, it just, I don't know. He's going to have to tell you.
But does The Force Awakens have Mark Hamill, though? Really?
That is major spoiler territory!
It is.
Well, luckily I can neither confirmed nor denied whether it has him. So
No, I mean, for me to talk about that, I would have to like get into major spoiler territory. I mean, it's not a spoiler that Mark Hamill's in the fucking movie. Everybody knows that.
But yeah, with Elite Dangerous,
I'll just cut that out anyway. Yeah, it pulls a Bryan Cranston. Yeah, he pulls a Bryan Cranston, kind of.
Pulls a Bryan Cranston.
Yeah. Or it's like, oh, I was really looking forward to him being in this, and like, oh, he was only in for a few minutes.
See, I kind of forgot because I just kind of fell in love with the new characters. I didn't really mind it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, Elite Dangerous, I mean, graphically is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I played it with my brother, because we had like the whole family sharing thing, and he owns like, God, he owns like 500 games on Steam.
Wow.
Like obviously I'm exaggerating, but he owns like a shitload of games, and that's one of them. And I was able to play for a little while. It's kind of difficult to get, like, understand, like, to get used to the controls and everything, but it's such a
it's
game.
really difficult.
Well, it's very much like a Dark Souls or a Bloodborne. You know, there's not really a tutorial. I mean, there is,
Yeah.
but it's not like it gives you a couple of guides, and then it basically plonks you in the middle of this gigantic open universe and says, "Go and do whatever the fuck you want."
Yeah, pretty
Yeah, like I feel with Elite Dangerous, it's one of those games that I need to spend like an afternoon just learning how to play it.
Oh, Elite Dangerous is such a great game because you are like jumping from system to system quite a lot. You have a lot of downtime where you are able to catch up on podcasts that you need to catch up on.
Yeah, that is actually a good point. Or catch up on movies if you have a second screen.
It's called my laptop.
But yeah, Armstrong, do you want to go?
Okay, well, 2 guesses what my game of the year is.
The Witcher.
Is it-
Fan of Pain.
Yeah.
Yes, I hadn't played the Phantom Pain, but doing the spoiler cast with you guys really convinced me that it was, in fact, the greatest game to go. No,
Yeah,
of
the
course
only
it's The Witcher.
non-Metal Gear Solid fan here.
It's The Witcher 3. It's The Witcher 3 motherfucking Wild Hunt. God damn, guys. It's not just my favorite game of this past year.
It's a way of
one
life.
It's probably it's my favorite Western RPG.
Still, my personal favorite of all time is going to be fucking. Fucking. Well, my brain is not working.
KOTOR?
Sorry, no, not KOTOR.
Ni no Kuni.
Fuck you, man. God, no, what are you doing?
It's Dragon Age 2.
No, Planescape Torment. That's
Plant
still
vs.
going to be
Garden Warfare.
one of my favorites of like all time. Don't get me wrong, I love, like, honestly, the way it would go would be Planescape Torment being number 1, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt would be number 2, tying in with KOTOR, and then like number 3 would be. Oh wait, did I say The Witcher 2? I meant The Witcher 3. Sorry. And then like Dragon Age Origins would be like my number 3.
Yeah.
I haven't played Planescape Torment, so I can't comment on that game.
Really funny, yeah.
Kind of getting the co-host vibe here, where everyone else has already said what's great about the game, so I'm like, yeah, what everybody else says.
Yeah, we said everything.
No, we should all just say when we like The Witcher 3, like just a different place that you can have sex in The Witcher 3. Just like unicorn, a lighthouse, wherever the hell we can do it.
Brothel.
A cabin.
Tied to a bed while 2 hot witches make out in front of you.
Oh, that really pissed me off in The Witcher 3 was the fact that they have the succubus in there, but you can't.
Wait, oh yeah, you can't.
You could in Witcher 2, though.
You could in Witcher 2. You could in Witcher 2. But
Hell
I
yeah.
do like how there is a succubus that says, yeah, I don't sleep with Witchers because y'all smell nasty.
And whores. Plenty of
And-
whores.
Yep.
It's like Game of Thrones, except it's not as horrible.
All right, do you want to move on to most disappointing? Because you just spurred, and I don't care which order we go in. Actually, I'm just going to steal the reins right here because you just inspired me. Disappointing game of the year, Telltale's Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself, Telltale. I'm not buying a single game of yours episode by episode anymore because of that garbage. 2 to 3, 4 months between an episode just so you can crap out Minecraft shit. And then it's not even a good story. Your choices matter, except for the fact that it's like, this will have lasting effects on the narrative. Except it's one or the other guy, regardless of which one you pick. It's just, you didn't pick this guy, it's going to be the other guy.
Yeah, well, that is the problem with, like, up to a point, the Telltale games and those games that really rely heavily on that whole, your choices matter thing, is that up to a point, it really doesn't. You only have, like, maybe 4 or 5 different things.
And to be fair, that's just because we're not at the point with video games where we could just make all these infinite endings, because that would just take so much time and money and resources.
Is that too much to ask, though, Fernando? Is that really too much to ask?
I mean, okay, if you think about it, you can't you can only really see that in like an epilogue where you see like each of the individual after effects of your decisions.
Yeah, like Dragon Age Origins.
Yeah, like, and even Inquisition does that same thing too, but I know you don't like that game, so whatever. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like with like, you gotta program so much variables. It's just like, I kind of get why this happens.
Well, you can. No, you can. You absolutely can. Because all you have to do is make it so it's not just, well, you did this, well, then this happens. And if you did this, then this happens. Have at least 2 or 3 branching things, not just, oh, this happened, so this happened.
The original
Make it go
Fallout.
1-to-1.
The original Fallout actually did small little things like that, where it was like, because the basic scenario of Fallout was that the chip that made the water in the vault like clean was broken. So like within 3 months, it was all going to be irradiated, and they were all going to be pretty much fucked. And there's actually a choice where this guy is bringing in fresh, clean water, and it's like, oh, if you do this, you'll have like have like an extra 2 months. But the people that are trying to find your vault will, at some point, will actually find it much quicker, and will actually like try and blow up the vault and stuff. And they don't tell you that from the first go, but you find out later down the line. It's like little shit like that. I think you could do it with small things, but
Small things, but I feel like with major events, there's only so many ways you can go, because otherwise, when you change so much stuff in a game, you could theoretically kind of create a whole new video game at that point. And I just think we're not at that point yet, with like story-based games at least.
yeah, maybe. Okay, so who else is going?
I'll just go with my most disappointing game, and that would be Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh yeah.
Because honestly, this game adds almost nothing to the canon that we didn't already know or could guess, and the changes it does make we know will never be resolved. And honestly, it's just a retread of Metal Gear Solid 4 with its plotline of PMCs, with the fucking, what was it, parasites? With that might as well have just been nano machines because they work.
Nanomachines.
So it's just like, this feels like an unnecessary story. It doesn't even feel like a Metal Gear Solid game because it doesn't have all the stuff you expect from a Metal Gear Solid game, which would be Snake ultimately repeating every piece of dialogue told to him. Or Metal Gear. And it just, you can obviously tell from this game that parts were never completed or taken out of it, because it doesn't even feel like a complete narrative. It barely even functions as a narrative.
Yeah.
So yeah. And ultimately, it just narrows it down that this franchise should have stopped at Metal Gear Solid 4 or Peace Walker.
Or at least it shouldn't have gotten. At least it should not have, because you feel that Konami did have a thing where they got in the way a lot more.
Yeah, and adding Kiefer Sutherland didn't add anything to
It was
the game.
useless.
It took away. Yeah.
It was useless.
I like.
Because he barely fucking talks. He probably, in the entire game, he probably at most has at least 15 lines. Maybe 15 sentences of dialogue.
And honestly, though, just because I'm such a big Metal Gear Solid fan, I could predict every fucking twist that this story took. It was, like, other Metal Gear games, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen next. This game was so predictable to me.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I would say Metal Gear Solid 5 is my most... I liked the game. I liked it up to a point until you got to the halfway, or what felt like it was going to be the halfway, and then it all just muddled down to basically you doing repeat missions, and an ending that really gave you nothing satisfactory, and really just kind of made you end up being like, okay, what the fuck do I do next?
Yeah.
And it does kind of do a disservice to several of the characters, especially when you find out a lot of the surprise twists and stuff. Like, I don't know if... Like what Jeff was pointing out when they were doing the review for the story, was that it does kind of do a disservice to Big Boss's character and why he's so special.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, spoilers for Metal Gear Solid 5.
If
but
you were interested in playing Metal Gear Solid 5, you probably would have already played Metal Gear Solid 5.
I
It
think.
came out on previous generations and current gens, so you had the opportunity.
Yes, so
Yeah.
skip ahead like a couple minutes, but
Yeah.
basically the idea of Venomous Snake not actually being Snake and being the centerpiece of this whole thing just takes away from Big Boss's story completely. Like, it's like, oh, he was never the main character, he was never the important cataclysm that set in motion all the events from Metal Gear Solid. It kind of just shits on the franchise.
Well, it's not only that, but it's also like, Metal Gear Solid 3 built this reason why he was so special. It was because, he went through all this trial and tribulation, and you saw him get better and better and better as it moved on. And then for you to and that's why he was such a big icon in this universe, was that, this is the reason why he was so amazing and such a legend. And then to switch it out with, this random-ass grunt could not only do what he does, but do it kind of better.
Yeah, and he has a robot arm.
It really does just shirk away whatever, pathos, I guess you could say, that Big Boss had.
To me, it does what the Star Wars prequels did to Darth Vader, is what this game does to Big Boss, almost.
Yeah, except at least we don't get Big Boss as a whiny little teenager. That's a one-up, at least.
Yeah, and there's no Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. Oh my God, who would be the Jar Jar Binks of Metal Gear Solid 5 or Metal Gear Solid?
The fat guy with the roller skates in Metal Gear
Oh
Solid.
yeah, I forgot about him.
The fat man, I forgot his name.
Yeah, I think his name was actually the Fat Man.
It was just the fat man.
I think it was the Fat Man. Yeah.
From
Vamp.
I kind of like Vamp though.
Well, he was actually an interesting character. Like, he was like this gay, and actually he
bisexual.
Was gay. Yeah, he was bi. Yeah, half gay.
Yeah.
he was.
And he had like the knife, like.
Yeah, he had the knives, and he
and
was actually interesting.
And it was kind of implied that he had a relationship with Fortune's father, I think.
Yeah, well, like all of them had. That original team all had a relationship because they were all working under him.
Well, I mean, like a sexual relationship.
Oh yeah, no, that was yeah.
Yeah, and then Fortune was like his adopted daughter. I don't know. It went into some weird territory, but it was kind of interesting.
Yeah. You see, I don't understand. Like, I know people got pissed about Metal Gear Solid 2 because it was like, it was the big switch where everyone thought it was Solid Snake, but instead it was Raiden. But I still liked it.
No, it has some good ideas. It's just the fact that they made Raiden kind of a whiny bitch.
Yeah, they made him the Anakin Skywalker. Oh my God, they did. They made him a whiny little bitch and then turned him into a cool character finally. Yeah, except... Well, I mean, like with the robot shit. I mean, they finally made him cool with the whole fucking ninja cyborg shit.
And he had a pretty fucking badass fight with Vamp.
Yeah, they finally made him cool.
Yeah. And I gotta say though, I think another problem I have with 2 would just be that Saul is not as interesting as a villain.
Yeah. Although, I mean, come on, it's the president with the Doc Ock legs, with the Doc Ock arms.
That is true.
Itself.
And then it ends with a sword fight with him and Raiden.
Yeah. With the president.
Oh yeah.
It's funny because I actually like Metal Gear Solid 2. I think it's really underrated. It might be my favorite Metal Gear Solid game, actually.
I like it. I wouldn't go as far to say it's my favorite. 3 is by far my favorite, but it's up there.
Yeah, like the way it would be for me is like 3, 2, maybe 4, only because it wraps up everything, and then 1, and then 5 would be down there.
Yeah, for me it would be 3, Peace Walker, 4, and then 2.
Yeah, see, I haven't played the ones that weren't numbered, so I couldn't say.
Yeah.
But
Peace Walker.
Metal Gear Solid. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Peace Walker is the game that Metal Gear Solid 5 should have been.
Yeah. I would say Metal Gear Solid 5 would be my most disappointing of the year.
So, Swede, what is your most?
I don't know, because it would have been Phantom Pain, I think. But you guys have already said it. I'm definitely.
Well, you can say it too. I mean, even then, I still like the game. I still like it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those
the
things.
The gameplay is good.
Yeah, like everything up to the story is good, and even then, half of the story is good. Like,
I would say if it wasn't a Metal Gear Solid, if the game was not called Metal Gear Solid, I would have liked it a lot more.
Yeah. Like it's like right after they wrap up almost everything that it goes downhill.
I think it goes downhill after the hospital scene.
See, I don't. I think it's okay, and I like a lot of the characters, it's like once they get rid of the machine,
The
like
machine.
once the big battle is done,
The Philanthropist?
yeah,
Or
is
that
when
one?
it goes downhill because they're pretty much like, oh, we're just going back and dealing with, and like we're just making you replay missions that you already played just on a harder difficulty.
Yeah, that part was just frustrating and annoying.
And that's where you see where the parts were taken out, because that's where you see where it's like, oh, there was supposed to be something else in here.
Yeah.
Um,
I
Well, I mean, I think I'm going to be a bit. I'm going to have some overlap here. I'm going to say that while it was on my best of list, Arkham Knight was my most disappointing game of this year. Because while I enjoyed the shit out of that game, I was expecting more from the finale of Rocksteady's Batman trilogy.
and you know what's sweet? I'm 100% with you on that.
Because, gameplay's great, and the story was really good, but it was pretty much just a retread of Under the Red Hood.
Yeah.
And I think I wouldn't have had an issue with it
If
if
they hadn't tried to peddle the Arkham
Yeah.
Knight as some sort of original character.
Yeah.
Because everyone fucking guessed that it was
guess
Jason.
whose
Yeah,
fault
everyone
that
knew it was Jason.
Guess whose fault that was? Jeff motherfucking Johns. They brought in Jeff Johns. He was like, "Oh, I'm writing a totally original character that's not even ever been in the comics before. I'm Jeff Johns. Look at me. I rebooted Green Lantern. Haven't done anything good since then."
I mean, I think I even said to some of my friends, I'm worried about Arkham Knight because Paul Dini's not writing it. And you know what?
Yeah. And from the beginning, I was.
Yeah, he was one of the writers on the animated series, right?
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
wrote
he's like
Arkham
one of the
Asylum and he wrote
leads.
Arkham City.
You know who I would have loved that they brought in to write Arkham Knight? Joe Lansdale.
Ooh.
Dwayne McDuffie, if he didn't.
Oh man, that means we
Oh,
could have
shit.
had the opportunity to have God damn it, the Confederate.
Damn, he was played by Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Shit, what's
Scar
his
on
name?
his face.
Cut himself.
Y'all are not making this easier.
DC hero. He's from the Old West. He was in the star of the.
Jonah Hex.
Oh, Jonah.
Yes.
Jonah Hex, yeah.
It means we could have possibly have Jonah Hex in the Arkham games.
Oh shit, a time traveling episode, like the time traveling episode of Justice League. Just Batman shows up there.
Yes.
Grant Morrison's Arkham Knight.
Oh god.
It's just
Actually,
Batman RIP.
Actually, Joe Lansdale would have done a great job with Scarecrow, because he does that
yeah,
weird
he
Western shit. So he could
Dude,
have done
I
a great
want
job.
a fucking Batman game like the Rocksteady games, but turn full tilt into the DC universe. So like have Jason Blood and the Demon show up, have Swamp Thing or John Constantine make an appearance.
I want
Like,
Batman
just go
Beyond.
all out with that shit.
Shit, I'm just at the point where I just want a good Green Lantern game, because that would be kick ass.
That'd be like, you would think that'd be like the easiest one now that they've established
really,
the.
No, Green Lantern would probably be one of the most difficult because.
No, you know who I think could make a really good Green Lantern game? The guys who made the wonderful 101.
Oh, Platinums?
Platinum?
Was that Platinum that did that
Yeah.
game?
Yeah, that was Platinum
Platinum.
Studios.
Well, Platinum Games.
Or Platinum
They're
Games.
just the go-to
The problem with the
developer.
Green Lantern is
I could kind of see that.
the whole point.
I
of
think they could do the
Green Lantern is
gameplay,
he
but not the
uses
story.
he creates constructs, and if you're in a video game, you can only have so many constructs. When the whole appeal of Green Lantern is it's whatever your imagination can come up with, but in a video game, you have to have a set number of predetermined constructs.
Oh, okay.
Well,
right,
I think that's
so
why I would
they-
think Platinum Games would work, because those are the guys. I mean, when it comes to the gameplay, because those are the guys who they do those kind of crazy, different stunts that are all different and amazing. And I think you could easily do that. You could make some story where this planet that Hal Jordan. Actually, you know what? Fuck Hal Jordan. I would want John Stewart.
John Stewart.
Yeah,
John
fuck Hal
Stewart, not Kyle.
I would like.
I like Kyle Rayner. He could work. Or Guy
I've
Gardner.
never actually read enough Kyle Rayner to.
I didn't like him, really.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I got in late at the point where he started banging the purple. What was it? Carol Ferris.
Oh, damn, what's her name?
Star Sapphire.
Star Sapphire. And
I thought Carol Ferris was Jordan's girl.
yeah,
That's what I thought.
yeah.
I just can't wait to see the Kyle Rayner game where his girlfriend gets in the fridge. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
And honestly, yeah, I got in late, like around the time that they were doing the Brightest Day. So Carol Ferris kind of came off as a bitch to me most of the time because
Okay.
all the time he would get on Hal Jordan's ass all the time.
Have you guys ever read Blackest Night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Remember the scene where they bring back his girlfriend with the black lantern and she's still in the fridge?
Oh yeah.
Oh god. Actually, you know what? That would make a pretty badass video game if you took that series and made it a video game.
I think that'd be actually.
What they should do if they're going to do a Green Lantern game is not have it focus on one person. Just call
Yeah,
it
no.
Green Lantern Corps
Okay.
and just have multiple different stories.
No idea. The perfect developer for a Green Lantern game. There's gonna be a graphical downgrade. Okay. The Scribble Nuts. The people who made Scribble Nuts.
Huh.
That would actually be kind of interesting. I wonder how that would work though.
Yeah. I can dig it.
Yeah, and they're owned by Warner Brothers, so
Yeah.
that could actually easily happen.
So I was saying this to my friend last night. The perfect people, Psionics people who make Rocket League, they should make a Quidditch game,
Oh my god, yeah.
right?
Yeah, you know that. Yeah, that's a brilliant idea, actually.
I don't know
Like,
why,
they
but I've
could
been
make
going.
it work and they could make it fun.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I know they made a Quidditch game, and I heard it was pretty decent, but I'm surprised I didn't really catch fire. it
Like,
didn't-
especially with the new Harry Potter movies coming out, dude, money just like sitting on the table.
as long as Eddie Redmayne isn't in the game, I'm fine with that.
Have you seen the people they play Quidditch in real life?
Yeah.
Have you seen this? It's hilarious.
Dude, I had to play Quidditch in middle school.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's gym and they're trying to interest kids in doing gym activities when they could just let us play badminton because that's all we wanted to do.
Are you kidding me? In a lot of colleges in the U.S., there's Quidditch leagues.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I know people that have played Quidditch in the college leagues. So yeah.
Nerds!
You're a fucking nerd. Okay.
Nerds.
They don't like you. They don't like you.
The only good part of that movie.
Oh yeah.
So, what was your most disappointing then, Armstrong?
I started, remember? Game of Thrones, Telltale.
Oh yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I think we've all gone then, haven't we?
Pretty much.
Does anybody have any honorable mentionings that they haven't put in their top 5, but they
What?
still feel is worth?
Well, I already said, like, Chroma Squad was one of mine. Rebel Galaxy, which is pretty much Firefly in space, but like more Firefly.
Yeah, for me, I guess it would just be Arkham Knight and Persona Dancing All Night. That is a game that is
Bullshit. Are you really?
I
Is this like
haven't-
with her story where I'm fucking?
No. Ryan. I have never laughed so hard playing a game. I am not making this up. There is a part because you have to rest. Okay, this game is fucking ridiculous.
I love that I was really trying.
I'm trying. I'm just like I can't explain this game without laughing because it's so goddamn ridiculous. Okay.
Okay, try.
Okay. God damn it! I can't do it. I'm laughing. Okay. The premise of this game is that you have to practice with, Rise, who is like the idol, Japanese idol,
Yes.
and you have to learn dance choreography
The
for
one
like
you feel wrong
TV
about
special.
Wagner.
Yeah. But then there's like this other group called Kaname Kitchen, and all their names are named after produce. I am not kidding you.
Serious?
I'm not kidding. But there's a part where the I guess what would be what is it called? The flat chest chick in anime?
You're really gonna Loli?
Yeah, Loli, whatever. The Loli character in that game, you find out, she's actually lying about, she puts on a fake accent when she performs, and she's from the South. So when they put the voice actor it's somebody doing the worst Southern impression you ever heard. She even says tarnation like fucking Yosemite Sam.
What tarnation?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. Like the whole time I play this game, it has shit like that throughout it where I'm like, is this game intentional or is
Did
it just
fucking Team Ninja make that game? Jesus Christ.
It's so fucking ridiculous that I couldn't tell if this was intentional or just a fuck up. So I was laughing throughout this whole game, the story mode. It is so ridiculous.
Usually the Persona, like, when they do a dub, usually they actually have really good, like, veteran voice actors. So I would think that it's like, that it was on purpose.
Yeah, it's on purpose because they bring in all the other voice actors. And it is... And then I was shocked that I got engrossed in the story of this game at a certain point. I was like, what's going to happen next? Are they going to be able to dance to beat the shadows in this game? You can't use personas. You actually have to dance. And then at the end, your persona comes out. And if you're the main protagonist, the persona comes out with a guitar and starts playing it. Or if it's Kanji, he comes out with a set of drums like it's fucking Whiplash up in this. I can't describe to you how bizarre this game is, and I'm shocked how much fun I had playing it.
Oh, Ryan, why haven't you played this game yet? Has your favorite person of all time in that Ashley Birch?
Does it? No, it doesn't. In Persona 4? Really?
In Downlight, yeah.
Are you serious? Oh my
Why
god.
don't you like Ashley Birch just because she was in Life is Strange?
No, I don't know. Hey, that's his thing. I didn't know that Ashley. Wow. Funny.
This game, you know what? I just gotta say, just play. You gotta play this game just to believe how ridiculous it gets and
this
how
sounds
funny
fucking
it is.
insane.
It's fucking insane, all right.
I mean, this sounds crazier than most of the usual Persona. And Persona, like the Persona games, are well known for being absolutely bug nuts.
And also, like it uses all the soundtrack for the Persona games in 3 and 4, and damn, those songs are pretty catchy because they do remixes
that's
of
the
them.
thing is that Persona is that's another thing Persona is well known for is that they always have great fucking music. And
they have
Persona 5 comes out, that is going to be my game of the year.
Yeah.
No matter what. Right when it comes out.
I gotta say, if you own a Vita, which is why would you do that to yourself? But if you own a Vita,
thank you.
If you own a Vita, this game is definitely worth purchasing just because I know you're going to laugh your fucking ass off and have a fun time with this game.
Also, if you own a Vita, you can buy the Persona 4 Golden.
Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah, so.
The only 2 games I think I really own for my Vita at this point. Besides,
I think I got that and Dragon's Crown.
Actually, I started playing Freedom Wars because it was free for PlayStation Plus. It's actually pretty fun.
Hotline Miami is really good on the Vita.
Yeah, that too.
And I've got a Lone Survivor on there as well.
I haven't played Lone Survivor. I know that Gravity Rush is also really good.
Yeah, that game's actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
Coming on
There
the
are some
PS4
good games for Vita. It's just there's not a fucking lot. There's like really damn good games, but there's just not that many.
Yeah. So those are my honorable mentions. Anybody got something next?
Hotline Miami 2 is mine, but you've already talked about that, Ryan. So
Yeah.
Armstrong, you got any?
All the other games I played this year were games that came out in previous years, so no, not really.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like a lot of the ones I would mention would be like independent or like smaller ones, like like Darkest Dungeon or what have you.
I'm surprised nobody said Undertale.
I haven't played it yet.
I haven't played it either.
I haven't played it yet. I
watched Steam Train play it, but haven't played it myself.
I need to get around to doing it though. Like I'm gonna get around to this weekend.
It's only a PC exclusive game, right?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's on PS. Let me see. No, yeah, it's only on the Mac and PC.
It's probably coming to PS4 or something.
Yeah,
I always seem to get the tiny indie ones.
It's not a really graphically intense game, right?
No. It looks like it could run on NES.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, it looks like it could run like
a ZX Spectrum or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a ZX.
Okay.
Well,
okay. I don't know. I just pick it up.
Some parts of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Commodore 64.
Commodore 64, yes. No, you can use it on what the hell was Nintendo's VR thing? The Power Glove.
Oh.
The Virtual Boy.
You can play it on the Virtual Boy. No.
Actually, it looks like it could be played with IBM.
Oh god.
Like those old fucking IBM computers.
So I guess that was our game of the year. So we just wrap this up right now.
Yeah, let's. I'm hungry and tired.
And I gotta go to work at like 5:50. I only have like a 4-hour shift, which is nice.
Yeah, that's how you can tell they're fucked for people's when they only schedule you for like 3 or 4 hours.
I'm so happy. I can't fucking do 8-hour shifts. I can't.
I had to pull 3 10s this week.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. That sucks.
Yeah. Just usually when it's Tuesdays when I'm in school, I had like my lab until like from like 11 to 2, and then I had another class at 3, and then another class from 6 to 9. So those
Okay,
were my worst days.
I gotta ask for Armstrong. Have you done greeter, like having to rip up the fucking tickets and all that shit? Has someone tried to shove their receipts into the box office?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I've had that several fucking times. Where like I'm dealing with another person, and behind my back, and then I turn and I see someone shove their receipts into the fucking box office.
Wait, you
Like
mean
trash.
try to... Oh, you mean try to put just like trash into the ticket? No, because usually we have that thing blocked off, and if anyone tries to put it in by themselves as an employee, we point them out to a manager, and they're talked to or escorted out of the theater.
No, we have the thing like
Because they're
right
usually
in front
trying
of
to
us.
sneak in.
Yeah, see, we have the thing right in front of us, right in front of the entrance, and where I have to rip it up, put it in the
Oh,
box.
no. Yours is like you buy tickets at the front, and then you enter the building, and then there's like a 40-foot long stretch between the entrance and the place where you rip your tickets where the concessions area is, and then you rip your tickets, and then you can go over to the movie area.
See, I would prefer doing that shit instead of dealing with fucking more. Oh my god, which way is number 6? Which theater am I going to? I don't know where it is on this ticket. Look at the giant black fucking number.
Actually, you know what? Speaking of theaters, I think The Force Awakens was the first time I've seen a blockbuster in a while where there wasn't a crying baby.
Oh
Damn.
yeah.
I would have turned around, and I was about to throw something at people right when the Lucasfilm logos started. Some guy did a Chewbacca yell, and then everyone laughed, and then like 3 other people tried to do it. And I was about to get up and start yelling as if they kept doing it, but as soon as the logo came up, everyone shut up.
That was the thing, yeah. Okay, this is actually pretty funny. I found this.
So the podcast is over, right? Like,
Yeah, let's just say goodbye. So goodbye, everybody.
Adios.
see ya.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.